Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. It is Hampton and Corey here, and we're talking about building extraordinary teams. And this is day maybe 3 of that, I believe. So day 1, we were kind of introing where we're going with this. What does it mean to have an extraordinary team? Why is it important? Day 2, we talked about step 1 of the pillars, which was building authentic relationships. And then day 2 was committing to a common goal. And then number 3, the one you've been waiting for, pursuing healthy conflict. And this doesn't just mean having a tough conversation. It is absolutely a component of it, but part of it is challenging the status quo. You may have a team and you may actually be hitting your goals. You may be tracking towards your targets, but maybe there's somebody on the team that says, hey, let's not just play not to lose. What if we go further? What if we change courses? And that is healthy conflict, because there might be people that like the way that you're doing things and they may not want to change. And so maybe you're somebody on the team that needs to challenge the status quo, or maybe you're someone on the team that needs to listen the next time somebody challenges the status quo. So what's like a practical way that you can go about doing that?
The subtle thing about these 5 pillars, I don't know if people are picking up on this one, Hampton, is that in front of every one of them is a verb. And which means as a leader, there's an action for you to take. This one is what? What's the verb?
Pursue.
Pursue. Okay. So it doesn't say respond with healthy conflict, right? It's pursue healthy conflict. And that means that I am being proactive to pursue healthy conflict. Now that may sound weird, right? It's like, we're not saying just go out there, be like a bull in a china shop and just create conflict. Go offend your team, Hampton, today and create the opportunity to have healthy conflict. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that there should be this pursuit of healthy conflict. Conflict is going to happen whenever you put people together and you put a team together. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be times whenever we may not agree on the direction that we're going. But there needs to be a safe place to where people feel like they can lean in and they can initiate the conversation. That could be a tough one, right? It could be, I'm giving you feedback, or you did something that I want to give you insight into how it affected me. But also, as you mentioned, is challenging the status quo. And so the most practical tip that we can give is something called the last 10%. And this came from a friend of Wild Spark. His name's Sean Lovejoy. And what that means is that for the most part, whenever we're in conflict, right, or we're in a meeting, let's say we're in a team meeting and we're talking about an idea and we're trying to encourage people to challenge the status quo, most people share 90%, right? There's 10% that they're holding back. And so healthy teams, extraordinary teams, healthy conflict is whenever you feel confident and you feel safe to be able to share the last 10%. And you know what that is. Like, you've been in meetings where you're like, I can't believe that Hampton is saying that again. I don't agree with that. I have a better idea. And you don't say it. And then you leave the meeting and you maybe go say it to someone else, right? You didn't say it to Hampton in the meeting. The last 10% is that you say it. You lay it all out on the table in an appropriate way, in a healthy way, because you're pursuing healthy conflicts, but you're not holding back, because that last 10%, and we found this whenever we practice this, is that last 10% is gold. And there's so many great ideas that come from the last 10%, or there's so many ideas that are made better if people give the last 10%. And so part of pursuing healthy conflict is commit to give the last 10% when you're in these conversations with people. And if you do that, then the idea is going to be better. And guess what? People are going to respect that. It's going to develop authentic relationships. It's going to drive more commitment to a common goal, which are the first 2 steps in building an extraordinary team. And now you're pursuing healthy conflict and you're ready to move on to the next one, which is we want to turn excellence into a habit, not just a value. So if you're interested in excellence, which you should be as a leader, then come back tomorrow. We're going to tell you why that's a pillar of an extraordinary team.